Welcome back to AG Chelsea TV. Join us to find out the latest news about Chelsea in the past 24 hours. Please subscribe and turn on notifications to not miss daily news about Chelsea, and we'll start right now. There were a few notable things to come out of Chelsea's Carabao Cup game against Barrow last week, and one of the more surprising moments was the revelation that Casadei was included in the starting lineup. While everyone has been focused on the likes of Ben Chilwell and Carney Chukwuemeka being stuck in the bomb squad and left without the prospect of significant minutes, the Italian midfielder was largely forgotten, so it was a surprise to see him bumped ahead of Chukwuemeka in the pecking order and chosen to start last Tuesday. He did well and was praised by Enzo and his reappearance seems to have triggered a new wave of interest from the media, who have once again started thinking about who might be interested in making a move for the midfielder in January. Milan Live today claimed that AC Milan are targeting the 21-year-old, ready to continue their recent history of success signing players from us. Despite 2 years largely spent on the fringes at Chelsea, Casadei is highly regarded in his home country, and his success with Italy's international age group teams keeps him in the spotlight. He's had almost no club minutes since his recall from Leicester in January, and desperately needs a move in this next window. Milan Live note: "We paid €15 million for Casadei and certainly would want that much to sell him now." They also suggest that a loan with an option to buy is off the cards. As with the other players in his position, it seems we want a clean break if possible. Will his cameo be enough to encourage a suitable bid? We don't have to wait long to find out. Frank Leboeuf has been very critical of Chelsea when they've been bad recently, but recently he's had to hand it to them. They've been in great form and he's going to deny it. He did have one criticism of the game against Brighton, and it's one he applied to both teams after they each had hairy moments when trying to keep the ball and pass it around deep in their own areas. "I have one piece of advice for the two coaches of these teams: stop playing from the back, guys. You don't have the personnel for that," Leboeuf said on ESPN. While Brighton's issues came more from their high line than any messing around in the box, both of the goals Chelsea conceded were directly related to players trying to play their way out of trouble rather than belting it clear. Goalkeeper Robert Sanchez even apologized for his role in the second goal, where he played a hospital pass to a marked teammate who had no chance in avoiding having the ball nicked off him. But Maresca has already attempted to head off any criticism. In his press conference after the game, he said he had encouraged his goalkeeper by telling him to shrug off the mistake and expect it to happen again. "I said to Robert Sanchez, we will concede 10 more goals like the second one because it is the way we want to play," the manager said. Clearly he's not going to see eye to eye with Frank on this one. "There are certainly some players in this team capable of playing out intricately from defense. We're just not sure Sanchez is one of them. We will have to look back at the end of the season and see if it's brought us more goals than it's cost us." The likes of Victor Osimhen, John Duran and Benjamin Sesko were all said to have been on Chelsea's radar. In the end, though, the Blues could not sign any of them. However, when the transfer window reopens, the club could return for Osimhen. Osimhen was not the only striker from Serie A who was linked with a summer move to Stamford Bridge. Ahead of the summer transfer window, it was reported that Chelsea were interested in Juventus' Dusan Vlahovic. However, Fabrizio Romano says he was never someone whom the Blues actually tried to sign. Speaking to Court Offside, the transfer expert said, "Another striker update is that Dusan Vlahovic could sign a new contract at Juventus despite links with Chelsea in the summer. I'm told it was never a concrete possibility as it was never a priority for the Blues, who were looking for different players. When he is fit, Vlahovic can be a top striker. Last season, for example, the 24-year-old scored 16 goals in 33 Serie A appearances for Juventus. However, it does look like the Vlahovic to Chelsea ship has sort of sailed now. The Blues seem way more interested in other centre-forwards, such as Osimhen and Duran. With the way Nicolas Jackson and Christopher Nkunku have been playing this season, maybe the club will even decide against signing a new number 9 next year. Jackson has scored 4 goals in 6 Premier League appearances, while Nkunku recently scored a hat-trick in the Carabao Cup. All in all, there is no guarantee that Chelsea will sign a new striker in 2025, and if they do decide to do so, it is highly unlikely to be Vlahovic, who cost Juventus £66.6 million, as long as Jackson and Nkunku keep scoring, though. Enzo Maresca will not be thinking about or demanding a new centre-forward. So far, the Chelsea manager will be happy with Jackson and Nkunku's contribution to the team this season. Gary Neville believes Chelsea's Cole Palmer is not far off being the best player in the Premier League, as Nottingham Forest prepare for a trip to Stamford Bridge. Chelsea boss Enzo Maresca labelled Palmer the Premier League's best player in the wake of the England internationals' 4 goals in their 4-2 win against Brighton. He netted all 4 goals in the first half at Stamford Bridge, with Forest next up for the Blues on home soil in the Premier League on Sunday. And when asked whether he agreed with Maresca, Neville told NBC Sports, "He's not far off. I have to say that I was surprised last season. I remember when Mohamed Salah scored those goals all those years ago and I thought, he won't repeat that in the second season, he won't repeat that in the third season, and Cole Palmer is just going and completely shocking me in terms of what he's delivering. I can't believe the level that he's getting to, and to think that he wasn't playing for England in the European Championship in the summer now just seems absolutely ridiculous, and it seems even more ridiculous that Manchester City, who have been unbelievable in the transfer market, have let one of their own go." Fitches reports that Liverpool are actively preparing for the exit of Mohamed Salah and have drawn up a short list of wingers who could fulfill that role under onslaught. Mudryk is said to be one of those candidates, despite his struggle for Premier League form in London. The report adds that Liverpool would be willing to pay between €35 and €50 million for the player, which is equivalent to £30 to £40 million. Chelsea forked out £62 million to sign the player from Shakhtar Donetsk in January 2023. Mudryk put pen to paper on a lengthy 8.5-year contract at the time, but has just 7 goals and 6 assists to his name in 64 Chelsea appearances. Earlier this month, Football Insider reported that Chelsea were ready to sell the player after just over a year and a half, with it difficult to see the winger turning things around under Enzo Maresca. Speaking about Mudryk recently, the Chelsea manager said, "I don't think it's a lack of confidence. Misha is Misha. You have to accept the way he is. Hopefully, he can get minutes and do better." The forward has made just 2 Premier League cameos from the bench so far this season as he struggles for game time under Maresca. Despite falling out of favour recently, Mudryk had previously been praised for his attitude and quality by former Chelsea manager Graham Potter, who signed him for the club. Mauricio Pochettino had also backed the player. After his first Premier League goal last season, the Argentine said, "For Misha he scored his first goal in the Premier League, and for Armando after a long period out he scored again. I'm so happy for them, they deserve it." And that's the final content of today's video. Like, subscribe to support AG Chelsea TV.